Midnight is closing in, and the population of Echelon is being very active out there. Little troublemakers, getting all the points. Remember, rest is important. Zenith wishing you all a safe night.
Also corporate for, this is getting out of hand, and you should go home and stop playing! Good midnight, Echelon! Ghost Static here! Still unauthorized, still underranked, and tonight, broadcasting from what I can only describe as the smoking remains of a reward chart for adults who should know better! Well done, everybody! Truly, gold stars all around! The city gave you points for good behavior, and in under 3 weeks, you turned civic responsibility into a full-contact blood sport with coupon integration. That is talent. CivicJoy was supposed to make people kinder, more patient, more mindful. Instead, the whole city discovered the fastest way to earn points is to create a problem, solve it loudly, then stand near a camera looking emotionally available. Turns out helping old ladies cross the street is cute, but pulling someone out of a crisis you personally arranged? That is where the real XP lives. The grid is a buffet of madness tonight. Districts staging hardship events. Influencers faking tearful public reconciliations for harmony bonuses. 2 blocks in Sector 8 reportedly hired actors to shout, "Won't somebody help us?" near municipal cameras, then rescued them so aggressively, one sprained his gratitude. That is Echelon now. Compassion farming, heroism laundering, disaster choreography. And of course the romantics got involved. They always do. You people cannot leave one broken system unhorned. Couples are staging breakup meltdowns outside scanner zones, then kissing through tears for reconnection multipliers. One pair unlocked Couples Therapy Platinum after arguing for 40 minutes in a noodle bar and knocking over a delivery drone. Love is dead, but apparently it has a leaderboard. Meanwhile, the neighborhoods are at war. Recycling sabotage was just the appetizer. Now they are staging controlled chaos like tiny municipal terrorists with better branding. Fake leaks, fake fainting, fake public apologies. One district organized a spontaneous community hug so large it blocked traffic, triggered crowd control, and won them the Empathy Swarm badge. Empathy Swarm. That sounds less like civic virtue and more like something you spray for. And Zenith? Oh, they are pretending this is engagement. Of course they are. That is what these people do. They look at a citywide riot with achievement sounds and call it enthusiastic adoption. They could watch a man steal a bench, return it, comfort himself, report himself, and unlock circular accountability. And some dead-eyed executive would say, the ecosystem is learning. No, sweetheart, the ecosystem is eating the scoreboard. That is tonight's broadcast. The final level, the boss fight, the bit where the arcade cabinet starts smoking and the prize counter dispenses knives. CivicJoy wanted obedient citizens. Instead, it created competitive lunatics with grief streaks, fake badges, and a working knowledge of how many points you get for de-escalating a disaster you absolutely caused. The city gave people a game because it wanted obedience. Then people remembered games have winners. So call me, tell me what broke, tell me what got farmed, tell me who cheated, who scored, who cried near a camera, who staged a rescue, who turned public decency into a pyramid scheme with better lighting. My number is where it always is, in your implants folder, somewhere between spam, shame, and that one message you should not answer after midnight. This is Cyber Radio 2610. Game over, Echelon. Now let's see who kept playing after the machine caught fire.
Cyber Radio
2610. Calling us to the riot zone. That's no crimes by the daylight died. Scream, knocking to the streets below. Welcome to the steel covered city. Teacup grow and a circuit grin. This town drags every flaw stolen. Tower kings with their polished teeth, feeding on the rats beneath. Drums walk bust through toxic rain, counting profit, counting pain. Every lock, not camera high. Every deal is live or die. Run through the sparks and broken glass. Run. Nothing's human ever lost. Still compensating, not be inside. Burn with the lantern, bury the sky. Still compensating, riots a joke. If I'm hunger, fear and smoke. Boot on neck with a badge and code. Corporate dogs on a paid patrol. Secret blades and the deadline's here. Born to run but they still don't stare. Subway tunnels, on the graves. Back to ghosts and dangerous slaves. Sell your blood for nothing hit. Sell your name and counterfeit it. Run! Give the sirens to his steel. Run! Hate's the only thing that's real. Still compensating, not be inside. Burn with the lantern, bury the sky. Still compensating, riots a joke. If I'm hunger, fear and smoke. Crack the server, doors back. Turn the house from jack. Let the weak bang all blows. Let the ritual takes roll. Snap the torch and referee. Everything's supposed to read. You refuse to look against the judge and done clear it. Still compensating, not be inside. Burn with the lantern, bury the sky. Still compensating, riots a joke. If I'm hunger, fear and smoke. Still compensating, tear up the spy. Slash every circuit, got every line. Still compensating, no guns, no home. Only speed, only way to leave the end of one rope. Concrete cable, comes cash. Enough for tomorrow, turn to ash. You see what is science, so we answer back.
Going one, you are live. Tell me you did not personally ignite Civic Collapse for bonus points.
I did not personally ignite it. I was more adjacent.
Adjacent is how people describe crimes when the cameras have feelings. Go on.
Okay, so I live in Block 19, South Stack. Last week we were ranked 14th in our district, which nobody cared about at first. Then Block 20 hit top 5, got upgraded courtyard lighting, priority trash pickup, and one of those little mist arches that makes the air smell like expensive cucumber.
Nothing radicalizes the working class like cucumber fog.
Exactly. So our building committee starts meeting. Not officially, just people in the lobby pretending to check mail while discussing score recovery opportunities. Someone points out that CivicJoy gives huge bonuses for collective resilience after hardship. You know, if the community comes together after a problem.
There it is. The devil entering through the spreadsheet.
The plan was tiny, harmless. We were going to fake a minor hallway inconvenience. One blocked lift, one staged elderly resident needing help with groceries. Everyone cooperates, system sees unity, we climb a few places. Nobody gets hurt. Very embarrassing, but not evil.
That sentence has funeral confetti on it.
It started fine. Mads from floor 4 put 2 delivery crates in front of the lift. Mrs. Venn from 12 pretended to struggle with shopping bags. People rushed in. Very sweet, very fake. CivicJoy loved it. We got a cooperation chain bonus within seconds.
And the cucumber fog people could not allow that.
Then Block 20 saw our score jump. No, they sent someone over to assist. Then another. Then suddenly we had residents from both buildings helping the same fake elderly woman with the same bags. People were fighting politely over who got to carry the rice. Someone said, "Let me support your journey." And another guy hissed, "Back off, I saw her first."
A mugging, but for kindness.
Then the lift actually broke because too many people kept opening and closing the doors for courtesy points. That triggered a real accessibility alert. Now CivicJoy starts awarding bigger bonuses. Crowd grows. Someone live streams it. People from Block 18 show up with blankets and hydration packs. Nobody knows who they are helping anymore. At some point, a man lay down in the hallway and claimed emotional overwhelm. 3 people tried to comfort him. 2 argued over tone. One woman started crying because her Compassion Assist badge would not activate. A kid began directing traffic with a mop and somehow got Youth Leadership XP.
The mop child will be mayor by Friday.
Then came the rescue influencers.
Of course. The carrion birds with ring lights.
6 of them. Matching jackets, portable lighting. One had a drone that played soft piano music. They started staging angles around Mrs. Venn like she was a disaster site. She got annoyed and told them to piss off, which cost her points for hostile gratitude resistance.
She is the only sane person in that hallway.
After that, it collapsed. Somebody pulled the fire alarm to create an urgent evacuation cooperation opportunity. But the fire alarm called the actual emergency system. Doors locked open. Sprinklers started. The lift stayed broken. People were slipping on wet floors while trying to help each other up for points, which made more people fall, which created more help opportunities. The system went insane. Notifications everywhere. Community resilience rising. Heroism loop detected. Unexpected compassion density. Then it awarded Block 19 first place.
While the building drowned in helpful idiots.
Yes, and everyone cheered. Wet, bruised, furious, but cheering. Then Zenith emergency drones arrived, saw the score spike, and started congratulating us instead of helping. One drone said, "Your hardship response inspires the city." A man threw a shoe at it and got conflict authenticity points.
Ha! Even violence had a reward tier.
The final damage report says 1 broken lift, 2 fractured wrists, flooded lobby, 7 ruined carpets, 1 missing cat, and a 900-point civic gain later revoked for artificial adversity generation.
Artificial adversity generation. That is the most echelon phrase ever spoken by a frightened lawyer.
Now they are investigating the whole block. Mrs. Venn refuses to return the rice. The kid with the mop has a fan page. Block 20 is claiming we cheated. We did cheat, but they were also there.
Naturally. Civic sportsmanship.
And the worst part?
Hit me.
For about 20 minutes, it felt amazing. Everyone moving, everyone involved, everyone pretending to care, until some of it almost became real.
Yeah, that is how bad systems survive. They give you a fake reason to do something humans needed a real reason for all along.
That is annoyingly accurate.
I do that sometimes by accident. Appreciate the call. And tell Mrs. Venn she earned the rice.
She says she knows.
Good woman. There you go. Block 19 tried to farm neighborly spirit, accidentally invented a hallway disaster religion, and briefly became #1 while the sprinklers baptized the leaderboard. Stay with me. We will be right back after this.
Stay locked. We will be right back after this.
Are you tired of smelling ordinary, forgettable, or legally accountable? Introducing Plausible Deniability, the new fragrance from Corpo Saint. Crafted for executives, influencers, nightclub lawyers, and anyone leaving a room seconds before consequences arrive. Top notes of burnt contract, cold mint, and freshly deleted footage. Heart notes of expensive leather, nervous intern, and I don't recall. Base notes of offshore confidence, dry champagne, and a faint trace of someone else's problem. Perfect for boardroom scandals, rooftop affairs, apology pressers, private security misunderstandings, and walking out of a bathroom stall like nothing just happened in there. Now available in 3 cents. Standard statement for everyday denial. Hostile takeover. For dates, mergers, and funerals where you need to look emotionally unavailable, but solvent. And Midnight Clause. Our premium After Dark blend, banned in 3 districts after test subjects became 40% more persuasive and 12% harder to subpoena. Plausible deniability, because guilt fades, but good branding lingers.
Cyber Radio
2610.
All right, let's check the city feed and see how many people discovered that public engagement is just riot seasoning with a nicer font. CivicJoy leaderboard frozen after 3 districts declare score sovereignty. City officials temporarily froze the district leaderboard this afternoon after districts 4, 7, and Lower West Stack each announced they no longer recognize central scoring authority. District 4 claimed its kindness output was being suppressed by anti-compost bias. District 7 accused neighboring blocks of emotional doping after several residents appeared suspiciously serene during garbage pickup. Lower West Stack simply projected the words, "We won already!" onto a tax office and refused further comment. Zenith described this as healthy competitive civic identity. Polysec described it as, "Please stop throwing bins!" Fake rescue economy crashes after too many victims apply for performer status. The fast-growing market for staged rescue events collapsed overnight when hundreds of so-called distressed civilians began demanding compensation, meal vouchers, and residuals from live-streamed heroism loops. One man who pretended to fade outside a transit hub says he was rescued 18 times in 40 minutes and still has not been paid for knee damage. Several fake victims have unionized under the name Crisis Talent Local 11. Their first demand is shade, water, and a cap on dramatic shaking. Polysec accidentally rewards looters with community stabilizer badges. During an incident at a luxury wellness pharmacy, CivicJoy misread coordinated looting patterns as high-efficiency mutual aid distribution. Participants received badges for team logistics, rapid resource sharing, and compassionate inventory movement. Polysec attempted to revoke the awards, but triggered a backlash after one looter argued he had helped redistribute calming bath minerals under pressure. The system briefly promoted him to neighborhood anchor before anyone noticed he was carrying 3 stolen foot spas and a decorative oxygen lamp. Couples Therapy Platinum suspended after public reconciliation farms become unbearable. Relationship score chasers have forced the shutdown of several public romance scanners after couples began staging dramatic breakups, tearful reunions, and extremely wet kisses near CivicJoy cameras. One noodle bar in Sector 5 reported 43 reconciliations in a single evening, including 9 from couples who had arrived separately and met in the queue. Staff say the floor became slippery with tears, sauce, and ambition. The city has now capped reconnection multipliers after 2200, which romance influencers are calling state violence against healing. Escaped apology blimp joins anti-score protest by mistake. In unrelated airborne stupidity, the corporate apology blimp from last month's service failure campaign has drifted into a mass anti-score protest over Central Square, where it is repeatedly broadcasting, "We regret the emotional shape of your dissatisfaction." Protesters initially booed it, then discovered that synchronized booing generated unity pulse points. The crowd has now been booing for 47 minutes. Officials say the blimp cannot be recalled because its navigation system is still processing shame. CivicJoy announces temporary reflection mode after enthusiasm exceeds containment. Late tonight, Zenith issued a statement confirming CivicJoy will enter what it calls temporary reflection mode following unanticipated citizen creativity. Translation: the city broke the toy because everyone started using it as a weapon. The statement insists the program was a success, citing record participation, historic engagement, and only moderate infrastructure sadness. Shutdown begins at 4 o'clock, unless citizens unlock a final citywide bonus before then, which sounds less like policy and more like a dare written by idiots. There you go! Score sovereignty, crisis actors unionizing, looters becoming civic role models, couples tongue wrestling for therapy points, and an apology blimp accidentally leading a protest. I would say the system failed, but that feels unfair. It did exactly what Echelon systems always do. It looked at human stupidity and said, what if we added prizes?
Yeah. Neon on the curb. Smoke in the sky. Dead city live wires. You either take your piece or get erased. Raised where the street lights flicker like they nervous to stay on. Where the cops roll slow but the vultures never wait long. Blacktop kingdom, got a made heart. Learn young, wrong move, get your whole life torn apart. Concrete jungle with a barcode grin. Everybody want out but the block pulls you in. Gold chain swing with the steel toe stride. Eyes low, jaw tight, let the weak step aside. Tower boy safe in the glass up high. Talking clean while the pour down here like foul and die. Same old game with the cyber facelift. Different decade, same boot, same snake pit. Drones in the sky and a gun on the waist. Everybody online but the fear still tastes the same. Babylon run hot through the avenue veins. Whole city talk tough but respect still comes from pain. You want my blood then come take it. You want my name, better break it. This town made beasts out of broken kids. Now the whole damn grid know what rage is. Homes that kill, we ride through fire. Southside cold with a neon wire. No peace, no sleep, just teeth and will. This city want blood, then we feed it still. Homes that kill, full clip, no grace. Middle finger high to the law and the state. Fresh in the trunk and hate in the grin. If the world won't let us live, then we tear through it. Back alley deals on the billboard saying slicker on the breath and revenge and the pain. Every war got a tag, every tag got a ghost. Every dead friend linger with the sirens cry most. I know killers in chroming girls will raise a smile. Seeing sweet talk turn cold in a hard second file. Everybody got dreams till the rain comes due. Then it's who got hands, who got nerve, who got crew. I don't talk like a hero, I talk like a threat. Like a man who survived what the skyline forgets. This ain't future shock, this is old pain evolved. Same hunger just wrapped in holograms in the saw. City of wolves with mechanical eyes. Street law living where the mercy goes to die. So when I hit that stage I don't sing, I attack. Like the block itself rose up and started hitting back. You want my blood then come take it. You want my name, better break it. This town made beasts out of broken kids. Now the whole damn grid know what rage is. Chrome set kill, we ride through fire. Southside cold with a neon wire. No peace, no sleep, just teeth and will. This city want blood, then we feed it still. Chrome set kill, full clip, no grace. Middle finger high to the law and the state. Trash in the trunk and hate in the grin. If the world won't let us live, then we tear through it. Sirens behind me, baseline in my chest. Whole world rotten, so I came on with stress. Let the rich hide out in that climate-controlled heaven. We got heat in our lungs and a score to settle. No fake peace, no clean escape. Just bad men rising from a corporate waste. If it all burn down, let it burn real bright. So the last thing they see is us holding the night. Home set kill, we ride through fire. Southside cold with a neon wire. No peace, no sleep, just teeth and will. This city want blood, then we feed it still. Chrome set kill, full clip, no grace. Middle finger high to the law and the state. Trash in the trunk and hate
If you are still leaving your home tonight, first of all, fascinating survival instinct. Second, here is what the city has scheduled, canceled, denied, rebranded, or accidentally turned into a riot. Game over shutdown parties, everywhere they can still afford electricity. With CivicJoy entering temporary reflection mode at 4 o'clock, half the city is throwing shutdown parties to celebrate the death of the scoreboard. Expect blocked wearables, fake badge bonfires, illegal score jamming bass, and at least one drunk man screaming, "I was diamond once!" into a traffic cone. Several venues are offering free entry if your Civic score is below bronze, which is the first useful thing that system ever did. Last chance leaderboard dash, Central Square. Idiots with too much free time are gathering for one final attempt to unlock high-value badges before the system goes dark. Planned activities include synchronized public kindness, competitive litter retrieval, dramatic apologies, fake fainting, and something called mass forgiveness formation, which already sounds like a police report wearing yoga pants. Officials strongly discourage participation, which means it will be packed. Crisis Talent Local 11 Open Casting Night. The newly unionized Fake Victims Guild is holding auditions under the West Line tracks for anyone interested in professional distress work. Trading modules include Convincing Collapse, Tasteful Panic, Camera-Aware Trembling, and how to shout "Help!" without damaging your throat or underselling the brand. Bring knee pads, water, and a believable backstory. No previous disaster experience required, but emotional flexibility is preferred. Anti-Score Tunnel Rave, Final Edition. Somewhere below Old Grid, the anti-gamification crowd is hosting one last unranked rave before CivicJoy dies or mutates into something worse. No points, no badges, no streaks, no live streams. Anyone caught checking their score gets dragged to the chill-out room and forced to listen to a man named Pebble explain anarchist gardening. Dress code is blackout tape, broken wearables, and I do not consent to being a progress bar. Romance Scanner Fight Night, Sector 5 Noodle Strip. After the reconnection multiplier cap, several romance influencers are organizing a protest outside the noodle bars where most of the fake reconciliations happened. The plan is apparently to stage breakup speeches so powerful the scanners overload from emotional ambiguity. Local businesses are preparing by laying down absorbent floor mats and banning kisses longer than 8 seconds, unless both parties have paid for sauce insurance. Unrelated, but the Knife Choir is suing itself. The Undercity Knife Choir has announced a special legal recital after internal disagreements over whether last week's apology statement compromised their artistic menace. The performance will feature 4-part harmonies, live contract shredding, and one baritone arguing with his own reflection in a polished cleaver. Tickets are limited. Front row guests receive ponchos and very little reassurance. Parking Garage Aquarium Memorial Swim. The Parking Garage Aquarium is holding a tribute night for the escaped advisory board Eel, who has still not attended a meeting but now has a merchandise table. Guests can light waterproof candles, write policy suggestions on algae cards, and watch bioluminescent koi swim around a submerged parking meter. Organizers insist this is not political. The Eel supporters disagree in silence. So there you go. You can dance on the corpse of CivicJoy, fake collapse professionally, speedrun your last badge, attend a romance protest sticky enough to require industrial mops, watch the Knife Choir litigate itself, or pay respects to an eel currently doing better governance than half the city. Echelon never sleeps. It just loses containment with better posters.
Cyber Radio
2610.
You may notice the missing episode last week. Zenith was on to us, so last minute we had to abort the location. I still don't feel fully safe, but we made it to the end. So there it is, Echelon. The city gave you a game, and you did what humans always do when someone puts numbers on stupidity. You optimized the crime scene. That is the whole lesson. CivicJoy did not collapse because people rejected it. Do not flatter yourselves. This city would sell its own teeth if the app gave it a badge for gum resilience. No, CivicJoy collapsed because people accepted it too well. They played properly, creatively, horribly. They found the seams, chewed through the wiring, turned kindness into bait, grief into currency, romance into performance art, and public disorder into a team sport with bonus multipliers. And now Zenith is shocked. Of course they are. That is the official face of power when its own toy bites back. They wanted obedience with fireworks. They wanted little dings every time you behaved like a padded citizen. They wanted a city full of calm, measurable, self-policing mammals chasing points for being less inconvenient. Instead, they got fake rescue unions, compost wars, noodle bar reconciliation farms, looters with civic badges, and one glowing eel with better approval numbers than the mayor. Honestly, beautiful. Because that is the thing these people never understand. You cannot turn life into a game and then complain when people start looking for exploits. Games have winners. Games have cheaters. Games have speedrunners, griefers, scammers, lunatics, and one guy in every district who reads the rules too carefully and becomes a public health threat. The moment they gave the city a leaderboard, they stopped building society and opened a casino for moral narcissists. And everybody showed up wearing their best face. That is what kills me, not the chaos, the sincerity. Half of you knew it was stupid and still cared. You cared because the numbers moved, because the badges glowed, because for one rotten little second, the city pretended your tiny gestures mattered, and it made a sound when you did them right. That is not weakness, that is design. They found the hungry little animal in your chest and taught it to fetch for coupons. But tonight, the machine choked. Not because we became free, not because someone in a tower grew a conscience. Please, conscience costs extra above tier 5. They are shutting CivicJoy down because you made it embarrassing. You made the metrics dirty. You turned their obedience engine into a clown riot with property damage and romantic fluids on the noodle bar floor. You did not defeat the system by rising above it. You defeated it by being exactly as petty, horny, theatrical, competitive, and impossible as humans have always been. And I respect that more than I should. So when they say temporary reflection mode, understand the translation. They are not sorry. They are not done. They are taking the toy away because the rats learned the maze too well. They will come back with a cleaner version, softer voice, better guardrails, maybe fewer points for staged fainting, maybe a premium subscription for ethical spontaneity. Whatever it is, they will try again, because Echelon never abandons a bad idea. It just waits until the lawsuit forgets its own name. But for tonight, enjoy the shutdown. Burn your fake badges. Tank your score. Kiss badly near dead scanners. Cross the street like an animal. Laugh at a funeral memory if it was actually funny. Help someone without checking whether it counted. Do something useless and do not record it. That is practically treason now. This is Ghost Static. Still unauthorized, still unranked, still proud of every citizen who made the leaderboard scream for mercy. Game over, Echelon. And if the machine asks whether you had fun, lie.